Sitting in the airport, I really did have to question whether heading off on this Camino was the right decision or not. There seemed to be a lot going on in the world, and it made travel very questionable.
Fuel trucks have been able to access the country's only oil refinery
for the first time in days. This was the scene in Belfast this afternoon. Protesters making a stand against the rising prices.
Protests over the cost of fuel are continuing for a fourth day with
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
This is not a so-called regime change war. Take back your country.
Eliminate the threat of Iran's short-range ballistic missile.
We did not start a war. We're trying to
Failure
stop
of peace talks over the weekend has caused another surge in oil prices as Iran calls the blockade piracy and threatens to retaliate.
But go I did.
Of excitement down here. It's the first arrow of this Camino, both to Santiago and to Fátima. So, I'm going to walk about 10 kilometers today just to get to accommodation because I've been on the go since last night. So I'm tired. I'm also quite hungry, so if I see a cafe and can get something to eat, then I will, and then I'll keep going. Fingers crossed this walk is easy enough getting out of town, so let's keep going. Well, haven't gone that far in the scheme of things, but what I would say is Lisbon is extremely hilly, even on the flat bits. I'm hoping that changes once I get out of town. Well, I know that it changes further out, and hopefully I'm coming to the end of that up and down section. I also discovered by checking on the maps that the Camino for Fátima route is different to the Camino de Santiago route. So getting lost is fairly easy. I haven't seen any directions after that first arrow coming out of the cathedral, which is for the Camino de Santiago. It's not the way that the Camino de Fátima goes. So if you're going to Fátima and you want to follow the truthful route, then you're turning right as you come out of the cathedral, and if you're doing Santiago, you turn left. Why? I do not know. Because they're going to meet up again and then the split later on down the line. But yeah, it's been an interesting morning so far. Haven't got very far. I've literally reached where the port is. Well, I do like the graffiti on the side of the building. But I do have to keep checking back to my phone to see if I'm going the right way, if I'm close enough to the route, even if I'm not totally on it. Because it's not well signposted at all. This is another one of those junctions where there's no indication at all as to where you're supposed to be going. So I'm back onto my phone to see where I am. This must be us here. I'm going down to the right. You wouldn't believe it. I walk around the corner slightly and tucked under a sign, I don't know if you can make it out, just under that sign there, a bio PCP1, there's a yellow arrow at the foot of that pole, which you can't see from anywhere else. And I'm sure the Camino de Fátima doesn't go this way. It had some other convoluted route out of the city. But it might start raining in a bit, so I might have to get waterproofs out. Apparently it is going to rain tomorrow. It's going to be very windy, so it could be an interesting walk. But the way I've done it is to have a short day today because of the travelling to get here and the severe lack of sleep, and then that sort of breaks up that first sort of stage of walking that I've planned. Instead of doing a 30-kilometre day, it'll be a 10 and a 20, so fingers crossed it works out that way. But I'm going to concentrate on the road in front and what's going on. One thing I am noticing is there's a lot of roadworks going on. So not all of the paths are lining up. So I'm taking a bit of creative license and making an alternative route. Because it's a wee bit hectic. But the funniest part is that where I'm walking to is closer to the airport, but to start and get your first stamp at the cathedral, I had to travel all the way in to Lisbon and then walk out back to not too far from where I started when I landed in Lisbon. But that's all okay. Hopefully this all links back up together again. It all goes well. It is after midday. I am very tired, so I'm gonna keep pushing on. Back there, I think it's the first two pilgrims I've seen walking this. Now, they're not on the Camino route either, this is an alternative route. Probably because it's new, to be fair. It's this funky apartments and office buildings and a park with a beautiful statue, Mother Teresa here. There's music playing, people out on their bikes, families about the place, and it's right by the estuary as well, so it's really, really nice. But those two guys, two of them on their phones, checking maps and everything else. I could hear them talking. I think they might have been Americans, but they want to put $100 on it. Could have been Canadians. But I might see them over the next couple of days then, depending on how quickly they walk, how quickly I walk. But I'm going to keep going. I can hear a flute playing somewhere, so I'm going to have a wee look and see what it's like. Still walking this straight line. Thursday, that's the best part about this park part, and maybe the Camino routes need to move on to it. It's a straight line along the estuary, like completely straight. You don't need any arrows along this bit, so I'm just gonna keep going. I did smell food back there, and I am hungry, but part of me is holding out because once I get to my accommodation, I know that there is a very good food court very close by in a shopping centre. And when I say it's a good food court, I've been to it before with the family the last time we were here in Lisbon, and the food was fantastic, and I can see myself going there and eating all around me this afternoon, but I just need to get to the accommodation for tonight. Get this bag off, get a shower and get washed. There's nothing worse than wearing your same clothes for such a long period of time and walking and being sweaty. So I'll get in, get checked in, get a shower, and then go and get food. At least that's the plan. We've moved out of the park and we're underneath all these apartments now. So there's a lot of restaurants about and randomly abandoned scooters all over the place. But I'm going to see where I am on the map in a bit. I think I'm coming up to the aquarium, but I'd be best checking at some point. Those boathouses are gorgeous. There'll be motors on them, and every single one has a hammock on top. And one of those kinky swings on the back. Woohoo! Each to their own, say nothing more. So, yeah, I need to find out where I am. So that's the aquarium or marina park, whichever way you want to call it. It's actually quite good, and there's some parts of I could happily have spent a good hour just relaxing in. But for now, I'm going to head this way and find my hotel, which is just over here somewhere. It's definitely a lot busier than it was a few months ago when we were last here. But I think that walk is A, safer than going along a lot of those roads, and B, nicer because it is a park. So if this wind picked up much more, it could be quite nasty to be walking through, but it is what it is. And at least it's not freezing cold that it was when I left home. I think it was about 3 or 4 degrees this morning. So this is a nice change. Just up here, there is a Camino marker. And let's be honest, it'll be the first one I will have seen in a very, very long time. I haven't seen any yellow arrows, though to be fair, I haven't been on the defined Camino route as shown on many of the maps. So there might have been arrows, but at some point it must join up over here because there is a stone marker and it has both the Fátima and the Santiago arrows on it, which is nice to see. So as you're getting up to this park area with loads of flags, and what I'm guessing is like a performance space sort of theatre on the left here. But yeah, all those flags and everything, you'll see it. There's just this one stone marker, Fátima written on it, the Santiago arrow rubbed out, but they're both on there. No idea of distance, mileage or anything like that. Your guess is as good as mine at this moment, but hotel time, I think. Shower, sleep, feed. Yeah, that's what I need.